The
Down.
kids are watching. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Hi, boys and girls. How are you
you
guys
know, you
doing?
know what's funny? So I don't know if you've looked at the demographics, but we've suddenly swung heavily female.
Dude, we've been heavily female for a while.
I know, and it's kind of surprising. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just wasn't what I was expecting.
I mean, look, the dickheads love us. The
Yeah.
bitches, they're digging it. I don't know what else to say.
What did I say last week? The bitches be making sandwiches or something like that.
the bitch to sandwich ratio.
The bitch to sandwich ratio. The bitch to sandwich ratio is going to be fucking high in this
I'm just
in our
saying,
in our viewership.
if it's lower than 1-to-1, you're fucking up. if you're ever in a sexual situation or think you're having a good night and you realize there's a dude
Oh
making a
god.
sandwich, you're fucking up.
There's a dude making a sandwich. Bro,
You are fucking
you want to
up.
have at least enough sandwiches to go wop 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 wop.
Wop, 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 wop. I mean,
Anyway, we're usually not this sexist. There's usually a tinge of it going. But anyway, what's up, everybody? We got a great episode for you today. Apologies about the bullshit that happened over the weekend. It's not 100% our fault, even though I mean, first of all, Mother Nature intervened, and then Josh doesn't really have like his ISP providers don't even have a pulse, so it was a whole thing yesterday.
dude, I'm telling you. Listen, so for those of you that don't know and don't live around Gaston County, North Carolina, we actually we had a pretty severe tornado. There were actually two tornadoes. Remember, I told you there were like dueling newscasters and weather people that were like, "No, it
Yep.
wasn't a tornado. It was just a bad." And I was like, "Why don't you come out here and look at Park Road in Dallas, North Carolina? Tell me it wasn't a fucking tornado, because I've never seen a storm do that. Like, unless it
Right.
was a Cat 4 fucking hurricane, a normal storm's not going to do that." But
Right.
um, no, it actually. So the one that touched down, there was one that touched down in Belmont, which is like 9 or 10 miles down the road, and that one was an F1. And the one that touched down here, which actually came up 321 and curved behind my house, that one was an F2. So that one, I believe, it exceeded 100-mile-an-hour gusts.
Damn.
So yeah, so they were both they both ended up being categorized as actual tornadoes, and it was scary, man. But at the same time, when it was happening, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was like tornado bad, like,
Right. You did.
because dude, I've been around tornado. I've been like next to tornadoes. I've seen tornadoes, but
Right.
more importantly, I've heard tornadoes. And like this didn't sound like a tornado. Like I could tell it was windy as shit, but I guess I don't know. Maybe it touched down in a weird way, or it was like further away when it touched down. But judging on the damage, it was still doing damage like right behind my house. So
Right.
um, but I've heard it. They say it sounds like a train. It doesn't sound like a train. It's like the most ominous whistling sound. Like you'll never hear that type of whistle in your life, but it's like a low key whistle, and you're like, oh shit, I've never heard that before, and I never want to hear it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty fucking wild, man. I think you. Oh, you know what I would ask you to do is give me send me the picture of the what's it called the hole in the ground, because
Oh yeah,
that shit is absolutely bonkers.
it is. I'll send you all three of them. Like the power lines, like spaghetti,
Right.
and they stayed down for a while.
Like spaghetti. Yeah, what the literally, because it's the power line literally. I mean, I've never seen this before. It's down, and then the wire itself got wrapped around the fence. I mean, it must have been like the spinning from the high tension or something when it got released. That's like the only thing I can think of, because it's literally like spaghetti is like the perfect word, or like toffee, like when you stretch it out. I mean, it's literally wrapped around the fence like that,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is
No, it was.
crazy.
Yeah, it was like almost like one of the transformer came down, burned into the ground, and it yanked the other pole so hard it snapped in half. And
Right.
with all the tension, I guess, like you said, like the cyclone activity, like it looked like it just whipped it around the fence a few times.
Right.
But like it was no joke, and definitely you didn't want to be on that road when it happened, and thankfully no one was.
Right.
Um, and it wasn't the storm came through Tennessee, so there were actually confirmed tornadoes in Tennessee and North Carolina, and Unfortunately, a few people actually lost their lives. I think 3 people were actually killed by it.
Wow, it's
Um,
no joke.
no, it's no joke. And I reached out to Carlton. He's in shout out Carlton. Your thoughts? But
What a
he's in
classic.
yeah, no, he's in Nashville, so it kind of it went through East Tennessee, so he missed most of it. But
Right.
no, I think it was Knoxville. It was East Tennessee, like close to where we were at the cabin, and um, I think 2 of the fatalities were actually just a giant tree falling on a car. Like people were sitting in a car in a driveway waiting to pick somebody up, and it just fell on them.
Wow, that's
So,
rough. Yeah, I think
and
and we can see from your pictures here, so like you can see that the pole itself, this is the one that one of the several that fell outside of your house, and then this is the actually the high tension wire itself, the that literally gets wrapped around the fence, like almost like somebody's decorating for Christmas. Like it's pretty fucking wild. And then the craziest thing to me was you said that the transformer blew up and it left this huge hole in the ground.
yeah, so basically it fell down, but it exploded when it hit the ground, apparently, because it not only exploded and like kind of like a a bomb hitting the ground, but then like so it displaced enough earth, but then it scorched all the earth. But then the chemicals they use inside the transformer were actually on fire, like burning into the earth. So
Right.
they had to come out, put the fire out, and like with the chemical retardant, and then so it wouldn't relight because it's actually
Right.
in the soil trying to still burn. They had to bury it with rocks.
That's fucking wild.
Like, yeah,
It's like a
no,
nuclear disaster site almost.
and that I mean that photo right there, that's right on the corner. Like when you make that right to come down my street, that's where that is.
Yeah. Oh, I can see. I
And
see now exactly where it is. Actually, that's crazy.
you can almost see the papas in beer. You can definitely
Right.
smell it. Which
Smells like beer and
mm, smells
salsa.
like smells like potatoes and beer.
Yeah, exactly. The
Anyway, let me make a drink real quick. This is stressing me out.
All right, yeah, make your drink. Oh, I didn't mean to zoom in. Make a drink.
Oh, look at it.
Hey, all right, and so kids with that, I don't know. Does TikTok allow drinking? I don't even have.
Yeah.
I have literally no idea. Okay, cool.
Trust me, we've broken every rule that
Oh
we
yeah.
can, and drinking's not one of them.
Yeah, we got flagged for hate speech last time. Do you remember that part? That was
Yeah, we did
fun.
get flagged for fucking hate speech for nothing. I was like, dude, we've said shit way worse.
I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be working you up right now. Sorry.
I'm just saying, it's a good thing we weren't live on TikTok for Chief Nakahoma, huh? But
Shit, we might have been. I don't know.
and we might be in trouble for the Joe Boo thing, but we'll find out, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's
So,
not us. We can't get in trouble for something we didn't do.
well, we can. That's popular culture.
Well, I guess that's
Oh,
true.
we can. But
I guess that's true.
anyway, so cheers. Look, I'm cleaning out the Scotch liquor cabinet. We're gonna reset the collection here in a little bit. Right now I'm doing this is actually bourbon. This is Uncle Nearest. Shout out Gator. This is gonna be the last of it.
Shout out
Just
Gator.
for everybody new on TikTok, I know the people on Twitch know the rules. If you follow, subscribe, come on Twitch, hit that subscribe button. I'll take a shot, and I think Philbo's taking shots today too. So we'll both get fucked up for you. Just come hit those buttons. Anyway, cheers to all the beautiful subscribers, the wonderful followers, all the dicks and dickettes that come week in and week out, even with all of our bullshit and we can't get our shit together. We appreciate you guys. Love this five-headed bastard. We're gonna give you a good at least hour episode this time. So cheers. Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it. All right. Yeah, what's up, everybody? We got some shit to talk about today. But let's get the rest of the tornado out of the way first. So, obviously, your house wasn't damaged, but your power did go out for about a day, right?
So that was Wednesday. Let's see. Yeah. So Thursday it came on at night, probably around like midnight.
Cool.
And then my internet was restored last night, probably around the same time.
Great. Yeah, that's part of why we weren't able to stream yesterday, which is a pain in the ass.
We tried.
We did try. We literally tried, and then your phone exploded. What is up with your phone? Why do you need to get a new phone? Like, why is it shouldn't be overheating in like after like 10 minutes of use. I don't understand that.
Well, number one, it's hot out here and there's no ventilation. So, number two, it the charging port on it's fucked up. So I have to use an actual like pad charger, which heats it
Right.
up anyway. And also, whenever you run like really, I guess, usage extensive apps, like I don't know, trying to stream live on something, or when I was
Right.
running around in a hot ass car with it on a charging pad, and I'm running like Uber and
Right.
Apple Maps, like that's when it's just like, no, can't do it. Sorry.
You know, yeah. Let's when you get a new job, let's get you a new phone.
Well, hopefully my new job's actually going to provide me a phone, but we're not going to talk
Oh,
about that right now. So,
that would be
um,
legit.
yeah. So I mean, we'll see. But
The
also,
two phone life is real. That's why I was like, I can't start this podcast without having my other phone because it's that integral to my life. Like, it's, one for the plug and one for the bitches.
living that trap life, huh?
Yeah, trying to make that sandwich money. You know what I'm saying?
You got to get the bitches because them
Yeah.
sandwiches ain't gonna make themselves.
That ratio is gonna be off. We gotta keep that ratio high.
Cannot allow that.
No, hell no.
Because I'm just saying, look, once the ratio gets off, I'm not making a sandwich.
I'm
the one
not
bitch is
going
going to have to make that many more sandwiches. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easier for everybody involved this way.
Yeah, the sandwich isn't that's not going to fall on me. I promise you that.
Yeah.
So if you want to step up and put an apron on and make me a Reuben, go for it. But
Oh,
Anywho.
good Reuben.
oh, good Reuben. I haven't had a good Reuben in a while.
You know who has a decent Reuben? Is on Ray's. I don't know if you've
I don't know
eaten
what
there.
that is.
It's like a little sandwich shop,
No, I
little
never had
chain.
it.
It's actually pretty good for a chain, in my
I
opinion.
remember, there when I was living right across the street from UNCC, in that little like College Park area.
Mm.
Not to say College Park, but and then you get what I'm saying. Like they always set up
Yeah.
these little things, but there was like a little Jewish deli right there. You want to talk about killing a fucking Reuben, bro? Like you go in there, dude. They know their way around. But see, the only downfall is their pastrami was better than their corned beef. So I committed a cardinal sin by
Ooh.
preferring
You did a
their
pastrami Reuben.
pastrami. Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
not.
not.
I don't think it's that big of a deal because I think it does. I think it's if the
I mean,
pastrami's really good. What are you gonna fucking do?
It's not an unforgivable sin. That's a chicken Reuben. And
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, you
But
can go fuck yourself.
But what if you just add chicken to a Reuben? Because a chicken
Well,
Reuben
look-
is like, I'm gonna take away Reuben, like I'm gonna take out corned beef and put in chicken. But if you're just like, you know what would really make this awesome? More meat. Like, I could totally see that argument.
Yeah, but if you have corned beef and or pastrami as an option, chicken's not going to flavor it up. It's just going to bulk it up, and
Right. You're not a bulk eater.
I'm really not. But
You're
I
no
used to
Michael
be.
Phelps.
No, I used to be, but like now, I prefer more like zing, more flavor than more like size or girth to a sandwich.
More what now?
Girth like this. This is a fucking hog, bro.
That's what I was saying. Now you understand because I've been here past episodes and I'm like, yeah, this is nice. And now you understand.
Like,
you finally have that.
This is a goddamn thigh slapper right here, buddy.
It's a goddamn commercial for Rode microphones.
No, this is a shower, not a grower.
This is something that Burt Ward would have to wrap around twice.
Yeah, no shit. Like you need special underwear. You can't wear like
Right.
You'd be kicked out of private establishments for wearing tight jeans, kind of shit.
Dude, legit. It's actually like that.
Like if I had this, I would wear bike shorts everywhere and call myself the Girthquake. Like,
you get that like stitched into your biker jacket.
yeah.
That's
they call me GQ, but it's you don't want to know what it's short for. Just look down about 2
They
feet.
call me GQ. You'll find me on the cover of.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
We're measuring on the Richter scale. Don't worry.
Jesus fucking Christ. You're like, it's a 6.
It's
6
a six.
inches? No.
No. Let me Let me slap it on that plastic table real quick.
Is that the
Yeah.
metric system or?
No, we don't know what the metric system is here.
Oh god. So wait, so here's a question: does the Richter scale fall in the metric or the standard system measurement?
I
Because
believe it would be.
wouldn't
I
it
would
have to?
believe. That's a good question.
Let's see what
You'd
Google
have to.
says.
Whoever named it would probably like wherever they're from. If they're from Europe or anywhere not in America, is probably the metric system.
Metric. Let's see. See what Google says. I probably won't get a straight answer.
But it's probably one of those that like you would have to have an equation, like a transversion, or an equation to actually convert the units would be like 3 pages long, like like units of energy, like joules to calories. Is it's like fucking all right. Let me retire to the nerdery for 4 hours, and I'll get you an answer.
Dude, this could literally I could just live my life answering questions like this. Like I really miss my calling as a librarian. Because I could just sit here for hours and just research this shit for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yeah.
Enhance.
Yeah. So I'm not getting a straight answer, I guess, because it's a measurement of magnitude, which I guess doesn't really fall on within the
Right,
metric or
and
standard systems.
yeah, like seismology really isn't mathematical.
Yeah, I mean, to that extent. So it's interesting. So for tying it back to tornadoes, we're gonna go fucking the nerd rookery. The nerdery is out right now. You ready? So they just changed the tornado scale because, well, I don't want to say just changed, but like a few years ago, because the original Fukujima, something like that. The original F scale was actually solely based on the amount of damage a tornado did. It had nothing to do with wind speed.
Right, I do remember that. It was like
right.
collateral damage, like how much collateral damage it created.
Which is absolutely like bonkers way to try to describe like how strong was the tornado. It was a 5 because that's out of 5. Like that's it. Like that's the only like it's literally just a bullshit made up metric. Like what?
It killed 45 people and it caused $300 million in damage. So that's the strongest hurricane we ever. Well, actually, technically, they're cyclones, right? But
I guess
don't they? No, on the other side in Asia, don't they spin the other way?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of hurricanes. I don't know if it's the same with tornadoes.
No, cyclones are hurricanes, but there's a different word for tornado too.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I actually no, I think a cyclone is their version of a hurricane, but it spins the other way.
Right.
And I think the tornadoes are the same thing. I think there's a different version, but it spins the other way. And it does the exact same fucking thing.
Right. What's the point of that?
But it spins clockwise instead of counterclockwise.
Why don't they just call it like, let's just say it's a cyclone, even if it's not. Why don't they just call a tornado a clockwise tornado or a counterclockwise tornado? Why do they have to come up with a whole fucking name for it?
Right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Am I like that's not how this works. Like you figure that shit out. Like am I the only one who doesn't fully understand?
I don't give a fuck if it flips upside down and the big parts on the bottom and the small parts on the top. Fucking run. Like get out of there. Right?
Honestly, dude, it would be so terrifying if it was the opposite. Because like think about how wide it is at the top. Like holy fuck.
Yeah, but
it'd be like
that, the tight spin is what you don't want. The tight spin means it's going
that's
faster
true.
than fuck, bro.
That is true.
Like you remember in chemistry and physics classes where like you would make like your own vacuums and you create your little tornadoes and shit. Like if
what do you mean
used
to? I still do that.
Retire to the nerdery. That's what I do on a Thursday night.
Yeah, at the nerd club. We get together and we
like
make
you could
tornadoes.
Get them gnarly, but you could actually use like the little infrared thing or whatever that's like reading the spin cycle or the spin rate. And like those things would be fucking whipping, bro. I'm like shit. And then like I actually had like a guy with a PhD in chemistry explaining it to us. So he's going into all this detail. And then one of my friends was like, just cut to the chase. What does that mean? He's like, basically, if that was the size of a real tornado, it would have destroyed this entire county. I was like, yes. I was like, how do we make that happen, Doc Mac? Like, how do we How do we make it happen? Funny. How do we unleash this out of the mason jar?
That's funny. I like that. Sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking all of a sudden. But the nerdery really just hit me hard. I'm just flipping through pages back. flipping through
I can see
manuals.
that. Like you got
Yeah.
lost. Like we're 20 minutes into our salvage of a podcast. And we haven't talked about baseball or fighting. We've got the technical difficulties covered.
We've actually only barely scratched the surface. We didn't walk the audience through the hour and a half of you for some reason not being able to access anything on your computer.
Oh, we can do it. I mean, just share your screen. We'll share.
We'll just start. Yeah, we'll have like 20,000 views on YouTube as like a random like how to do it
Yeah.
episode.
I'll share my screen and we'll see if you
Right.
guys can figure it out.
Right,
Like,
exactly. We'll shop it out to the community. We might get more viewers that way.
No, it's extremely it's tough, but it's also out of the way if Philbo's not the one that figures out and I'm the one that figures it out. Like
Yeah, that's how you know
it's
that's how you know it's fucked.
yeah, this is not a fifth grade answer.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
if I gotta dig deep while he's telling me to do the same thing over and over again. But like literally, Philbo was like the IT guy you call at work. It's like, all right, can we just skip the first 5 steps? Because yes, I've already restarted it. Yes, it has power to it. Yes, it's on. Yes, I can see the screen. All right, and yes, I'm logged in. So now look, we've already gotten through that. And no, I will not restart it again.
You reach me and I'm just like, thank you for calling. Dick Around podcast. How can I help you?
My name is Kevin.
Yeah. Oh God. Anyway, right. And TikTok hate speech. I was gonna say there it is.
Hate speech. There it is. Ding ding ding. We have a winner.
We'll play the TikTok bingo. How many different flags do we get in one up?
Well, it's fine. Listen, they fucking love us on TikTok, so I'm not worried about it because we can just negate their shit after a little while. Like we can use our fucking army of followers and just be like, nah, we're good.
Right, exactly. We'll be like,
need us.
We'll pass new legislation that allows TikTok to just be around forever. We add TikTok as the 28th Amendment.
No, we'll pull the Oprah Winfrey and just create our own goddamn network. Where
the TikTok network?
No, we'll create our
anti-TikTok network.
Yeah, our own like
the ATTN, which is an abbreviation for attention.
Money. We will, as Adam Carolla says, we won't have the fuck you money. We'll have fuck me money. Like I can just pay you to fuck me, like, and I'll just do whatever I want because I have that much money. You can't stop me. Right. You can't cancel me because I don't rely on you.
Right.
But yep. We're a stone's throw away from that. So go ahead and hit that follow button, kids. And
yeah, by next Tuesday, who knows?
If you want to hear us really go nuts and actually end up fighting the Paul brothers, just hit that follow button.
Yeah.
And we're going to start a GoFundMe.
Well, at least fight those guys that have that fight club in their backyard in Minnesota or wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, maybe we stage a fight anyway, because we have been challenged to a fight. So
maybe we stage it. Let's script a fight. Let's go full WWE.
Well, I mean, we were challenged to a real fight, and they actually think they can beat us up. So
yeah, that's a dumb challenge, by the way. I'm just gonna let that guy.
You think we would lose?
No. No, I'm saying from his part, that's a dumb challenge.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. And by the way, that's Master Lucas. He said he and his boyfriend or best friend, whoever it is, that they can tag team me and Philbo, like just in a street fight, just beat us up at the same time. I'm like, well, maybe 2 of you on one of us might not die immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, and this is the one thing I told him. I was like, look, man, I really don't want to fight you. I was like, because I'd have to get a divorce if I beat you up. And then I'd have to, well, I can't say that. I'd have to unalive myself if you beat me up. So here's what's going to happen. I'll just give you a gauge of what's going to happen. Just let me punch you as hard as I can in the forehead, and then you decide if you want to do it. and then just remember, that's not my specialty. Like the ground game is what I do. So
right. I'm so threatening when I'm on my back, dude. You don't even want to get me there.
Well, actually, I'm a wrestler, so I prefer not to be on my back. That I save that for the bedroom.
You save that for the sandwich time.
For the sandwich time. Well, that's actually pre-sandwich time or post-sandwich time, depending on what point in the evening.
That's true.
But sometimes having a good sandwich, I mean, not a heavy sandwich, but a good BLT or a good, like, it's a light sandwich, like a tomato sandwich. That's fine. But you saved the heavy hitters. You saved the Reubens and the
Right.
double decker BLTs and like the
Mm.
extra Duke's mayonnaise. That's for after Love and Time.
What did we decide was one of the best sandwich? We didn't do sandwiches, did we? We just did hamburgers.
No, we did sandwiches. We were mad because they didn't include hamburgers.
Oh, right. And then we never did a hamburger
We never did a
breakdown.
burger, but at the same time,
Ooh.
the whole
Ooh.
list was fucked because there's
Josh,
so
we're
many
missing.
sandwiches.
We're literally
But there
missing
was,
content right now.
dude, there were so many sandwich, and I feel like when I'm talking like this, like I'm cupping the balls right now. Like,
you don't understand. You're gonna have to make the
You just-
microphone a sandwich at the end of the
don't
episode.
understand. I know, right?
The ratio's gonna be off because it's gonna get excited.
I've got some tuna salad in there, buddy.
Just slather it all over the microphone.
Having this thing jammed in my face the whole episode it's taking some getting used to. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that part's true.
I prefer
But,
a giant black one slightly further from my face.
Yeah.
But hate
Fair.
speech. Anyway, speaking of that, and we could get in trouble with this story, but one of the things that is like currently ongoing, and it's a big feud that pop culture cares about. I don't know if you paid attention to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef.
Dude, so it's funny you brought that up. Yeah, so I've been saying for years, because Drake was caught like years ago, like have people suspected him of grooming, and then that just never went anywhere. Like nobody ever talked about it again. And for some reason, it just went like for some reason Chris Brown is still allowed to tour and people still go to his concerts, but he beat the shit out of Rihanna. And like everybody knows that, but they're like, whatever, Chris Brown, you're fine. Just keep doing it.
Well, to be fair, we've got it on good sources and good information now that she whooped the dog shit out of him before any of that happened. Like he was literally sober when that happened, and she was drunker than fuck in the Mercedes, like the SL 300, just beating the fuck out of him.
Gotcha.
And finally he just grabbed her by the throat and was like, stop. And then guess what she didn't do? Stop. And it escalated from there. I'm not saying it's right. He could have gotten out of the car and done whatever, but at the same time,
could have walked away.
In the moment, if you've already been smacked and hit in and around the head and face area 45 times, your fight or flight might kick in. But this is another time, a PSA, if you want to play our little sounder for it. But look, there's a certain point to where self-defense turns into assault, and assault turns into battery. there's stages to it, but once you're beating a 95-pound woman while her lifeless body's just flopping in the side of a Mercedes, that's it. You probably should have stopped like 85 punches ago.
Right,
but,
exactly.
That's why I got in trouble for it. But at the same time, if he would have actually called the police, she would have been arrested. But that's not what happened, and whatever. But no, this whole the Drake Kendrick Lamar thing, it's so funny. They created it has its own Wikipedia page.
That's actually hilarious, dude. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's how you know you've made it. Like that's how you know it's a feud. Like Diddy and
dude,
Tupac.
They literally have it set up like World War II Wikipedia, like where it has like sides, like the dates that they joined the beef.
It lists commanding generals on either side, casualties.
It literally does. Like
no, it doesn't really. Hold on, I gotta pull this up.
Yeah, the number one, and then it has like the dates that other people joined Kendrick Lamar, and then like it also has like the points of retaliation, like what they're using to retaliate. Like Kendrick Lamar's using diss tracks, and like he's using AI generated beef songs and all this shit. Like it's funny as shit.
Hold on a second. Hold on. They may have changed it by now because I'm looking at it and I'm not seeing that exactly, but you tell me for certain.
And I'm on a little bit of a delay. I'll tell you when it pulls
up. I know,
up,
it's okay.
I saved something on Reddit. So
it is like, the back and forth. I mean, yeah. The
no, literally it has who's on each side, right?
Yeah,
like
it just says
joined.
It's funny because you're right about that. Look at that. That's hilarious. It's funny too because it's just Drake and J. Cole. And here's the thing, I didn't even know
It's
It's
like
hilarious to look at the other side though and see so many people backing up
there's
Kendrick
so many
Lamar.
people, and I don't give a fuck about any of those people either. But at the
Well,
same time,
I will actually. Well, Kanye West is actually. Well, no, not Kanye West. I thought I was
right? You
confusing him
want
with.
him on your side, right? No, that's really going to turn
No,
the
actually,
media
I
to
think the
opposite.
weekend. I think the weekend's pretty cool. First of all, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I'll take that back. I like the weekend.
I think he's a cool guy. I don't necessarily think like all the music he does is great, but I think he's a cool guy.
I don't think
But
he makes great music, but I think like
right,
his message is positive,
right,
and
exactly,
like
which is
I can
rare,
actually
man.
listen to him talk without wanting to smash the device I'm watching.
Now, here's the thing.
Um,
Rick Ross has a positive message too. He's trying to increase the bitch to sandwich ratio.
oh God, dude! Since there was an established bitch to sandwich ratio, he's been on the forefront. Like he's a fucking bitch to sandwich pioneer.
Oh god. You're right. Without him, the bitch to sandwich ratio everywhere would be off.
Rick Raw.
Jesus Christ. What was I saying? So anyway,
No, between him, can you imagine
yeah.
like having him and then what's the guy's name? The talentless piece of shit that's a producer, DJ Khaled. Can you
Oh
imagine his
god.
bit what his bitch to sandwich ratio has to be?
Dude, it's got to be up there.
Dude, two bitches can't handle that many sandwiches. I'm just saying. Have you ever, dude?
Oh god. Him and like
Did you
DJ
ever
Mustard,
see,
that big old fat
dude?
guy.
Yeah, DJ Fat Fuck. Uh, who? We the best. We
Yeah.
hungry, son. We
Yeah.
do it for the sandwiches. No, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever see his porn tape?
Wait, no, he's got a porn tape. Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up, dude. That's
dude.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's literally. I mean, they turned it into a GIF. It's like because they only got 15 seconds of it or whatever. But before, like that's all that was saved before it was just wiped off the internet because he wasn't the one that sold it. It was the bitch. But literally, it's a guy the size of DJ Khaled, which he's not a small man, and it's this small woman, and it's literally him. Just it looks like he's constant like belly flopping and caught momentum and is doing that on the fucking bed. Like arms up and everything. And I'm like, that poor woman, like she's got to make sandwiches after this.
Jesus
What the fuck?
Christ.
It was bad.
Um, Jesus Christ. But no, but to your point, this is hilarious. Where it's got the back and forth, all the guys backing up Kendrick. And all of this comes from I guess all of this comes from like I guess one of his newer songs, right? Where he basically just calls out Drake and says you were grooming guys. But does he say it like straight up or like what does he say? Do you know for sure?
I don't know the actual lyrics. I think he went roundabout with it, but the message was received and intended. And the whole thing was like everybody's actually posting, like even non Always Sunny fans are now posting it because it's basically, I don't know if you ever saw the episode where Frank, he buys the beauty pageant but doesn't realize it's for little girls, like 8-year-old girls. And
Jesus Christ.
and he's like, dude, the only reason the guy was selling it is because it was being investigated. They thought they were diddling the kids. He's like, quick, Charlie, write me a song. He's like, I don't diddle kids. I don't diddle kids. He's like, I never had sex with anybody younger than my daughter. She's 41. Like, and like he just keeps going. And they're like, no, that's a terrible fucking idea, Frank. The only worst thing that you could do than say you don't diddle kids is write a song about it. And then
Right. I love
literally
that episode.
Drake just dropped a fucking diss track about him not molesting children. So they're like,
Right.
I never had sex with that girl.
Dude, it's like the Simpsons like predicting history at this point. Like
Yeah. I mean, fuck,
um
Always Sunny is the longest running comedic live action show in history and it's still going. So it's
got
gonna
something to
predict
show
some
for it.
shit.
Kind of that's
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's so funny. It's like, I don't diddle the kids. I don't
right.
diddle the kids. Like, dude, we're not writing that song.
That's hilarious. I sorry, I need to cut back to just you and me. But yeah, that's just I fucking love this Wikipedia page. Like I wonder if there's like what are other feuds like I was there like a Taylor
You
Swift?
should look it up, like the Eminem and MGK feud,
Yeah, okay, hold on.
or like
Eminem.
who was it? Eminem, 50 Cent.
Hold on a
The
second.
MGK one was better because Eminem just fucking destroyed him.
Well, yeah, because he's an absolute brain dead moron.
Right, and Eminem is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Like,
He's all right.
why I
He's all
mean,
right.
that's not coming from my mouth. That's coming from popular culture. Like, you're not gonna get many. No, there's not many that's not gonna put him in the top 10.
I mean, fair enough. I guess that's fair enough. I meant from
MGK is not in the top 50.
right. He's not in the top like 7,000. There's SoundCloud rappers that have a better following than MGK right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's anything on Wikipedia for it. There's something for the song, I guess, but not for the feud. That'd be hilarious though. Just like see, I would look up the Hatfields and McCoys, but that's more like they're definitely gonna have like casualties and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm trying to think of like a feud that is relatively non-violent. But anyway, that's great. I love that Wikipedia has got their shit together
Yeah,
as
they
always. As always. I like how it's like, yeah, that's great. It says at the bottom like events are still ongoing, so we'll continue to update us. like it's like we're looking at the Ukraine war page or some shit.
Yeah, no, it. I mean, I thought that was fantastic, but at the
It
same
is
time,
fantastic.
I really don't give a shit about anybody on that list. The Weeknd, I mean, if the Weeknd didn't exist, I'd still be okay.
Right.
That's just
That's
hate
fine.
speech, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Music's gone downhill ever since Zach Della Roca hung up his microphone in dreadlocks.
Ever since he
But
defected to Cuba.
right.
Yeah. That was a great time though. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's funny
Dude, first
because
of all,
so
as far as music goes, like, there were some revolutionary times as far as American music goes, for sure. And you can't downplay the 60s and 70s. The 80s kind of sucked real bad, but then the 90s were fucking great, bro. And I know I grew up in the 90s, but at the same time, like, looking back, there was shit I didn't appreciate until I became an adult, you know?
yeah, that's true. I mean, that's just the way that it is. There's just things you miss when you're a kid or you don't appreciate the same way.
Well, I'll never go back and be like, "Oh yeah, White Snake. That's the greatest band of all time." Like,
White Stick. What a great, yeah, or like Great White. None of these like hair metal bands
right,
really
any hair metal
really made
band.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Poison. Yeah.
I can't, rock me like a hurricane. Yeah, I love
Well, no,
that.
that's Poison, but that's Scorpions.
Oh,
But
sorry. I associate them the same way.
no, Poison is every rose has its thorn,
Poison had another big one. Poison
just
songs.
like every night has its dawn.
Oh,
Just like every
I'm thinking of "Talk
cowboy
Dirty to Me" is what I'm thinking of for
sings
sure.
a sad, sad song. I think that wasn't Poison. I thought that was Motley Crue.
"Talk Dirty to Me" is Poison.
Is it Poison?
Yep, don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. They're all mix it like mix and match.
Right.
They're all point.
Dude, here's okay, dude. Here's a brave stance that I'm taking right now. I'm taking right fucking now. Motley Crue, way overrated. Like it's not even close. Like they might be one of the most overrated bands of all time.
Oh, I'm not gonna defend them. I don't like any of that shit.
Yeah, I mean it's not even that it's bad because like especially for the time, like I think it was probably like decent. But the thing is, like I'm not even saying that they're bad. I mean, which I could make an argument that they're bad, but they're definitely
honestly,
so fucking overrated. Like people treat them
well, they treat them like they're Guns N' Roses, and they're
right.
not fucking Guns N' Roses.
They treat them like they're guns like they're Guns N' Roses, and they somehow had more sex than Axl Rose did. Like that's what they treat them like.
That's tough.
I'm telling you, that's what people treat them like.
Dude, that was another good fight you can look up is Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue beat the fuck out of Axl Rose one time.
That's awesome.
it was at a hotel they were staying in, and they were all, like, on heroin and cocaine and shit, and apparently Axel was just walking around like his dick was swinging longer than everybody else, and apparently he made a couple comments about, Motley Crue and then Nikki Sixx, which, by the way, Nikki Sixx was the trouble guy, but he, 'cause I anyway, no, they got into it, like, poolside, and, like, Axel couldn't perform for, like, a month.
Woo! He beat his dick, huh?
Yeah, that's I mean, this is like Limp Bizkit getting their ass beat by Nine Inch Nails. It's like, I don't really care, but actually I would watch it.
It sounds entertaining, right? I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that.
I'm not really rooting for either side, but, like,
So
as long as some of them get hurt.
I'll tell you what. Let's I guess let's try to get at least one or two stories in. Let's pull up.
Tornado kick.
Well, so this is gonna be this is super relevant because it happened yesterday. So they finally dropped a cover for College Football 25. They still haven't announced a release date. But we can see, front and center. Michigan, of course, gets the middle spot here on the cover.
Oh, yeah, that's what's his name? Javon. What's his name? Mitchell.
Edwards.
Edwards.
Wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah, the quarterback from Michigan, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you got the Texas quarterback, and then I guess this is Colorado quarterback. Okay, but interesting that Colorado.
You can see Beck too.
Yeah, you could see Beck too, and you could see Milrow, of course. But interesting that they chose Colorado to take the front spot over who else was in the playoffs?
Texas.
Yeah, definitely some people. Texas. Yeah. But I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember why. But yeah, interesting that they gave
Texas,
Colorado that.
Washington, right?
Washington, yeah. Where the fuck is Washington?
I don't know.
Like, why are they not here?
Well,
I mean, they were in the maybe he's right here. They just don't have a name.
I don't know. Maybe he was like, what's his fuck'll do in Texas? That's why, dude. That's why
he was like, what's his fuck'll do?
What's his fuck'll do?
That's hilarious. It sounds like you're saying cock'll fuck'll do or something. Hilarious.
No, Manning, Arch Manning. Remember? He's
I won't be
in the game.
Yeah. What?
That's why you have a Texas, because Arch Manning's going to end up starting this year.
What school did he go to? I forgot.
Texas.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's fucking wild, dude. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. So I guess they wanted to have Texas on the front, but he wouldn't sign up for the game, which he probably. I mean, he missed out on some money.
That's a big. Well, that's the other thing. So did they pay? I thought you said they paid everybody $650 or whatever it was, or $600 and then a free copy of the game.
Yeah, they paid everybody. It was like right at $1,000, and they got a copy of the game or something. It was less than $1,000. I do remember that, but they also said incentives to follow.
Okay, so they were like more players got more money.
Yeah, Edwards probably got $100,000 to be on the front.
Right, something like.
Which I really like this take on it, though. I really like this take. Like, you have them all in a group coming through a tunnel. Like, you can see, like, pretty much any of the big schools are represented. Even if you have to look hard, like I could even see a Florida Gator helmet right there. Like, which that's a bit of a stretch, but
slow down there.
Yeah, like
Texas is on here twice. Shit, look at that.
Yeah, but. No, you got the big schools represented, but that's cool because it's been so long, and finally they're able to have the rights to do this. And I think it's a really good, like, it's a cool first step to actually include like the big schools and stuff. But they've already, dude, they have all the way through the divisions. Like, it's not just FBS.
Yeah,
like, it's FCS, and it's really low level FCS. Like, basically, if you went to Fucktown State, like you'll be able to have downloadable content for Fucktown State.
If you went to Fuckle-Doo State.
If you went to Fuckle-Doodle-Doo. No, wait, Fuckle-Doodle you.
Fuckle-Doodle you, Fuckle-Doodle me, yeah.
Fuckle-Doodle me.
That's hilarious though. But yeah, that's cool, dude. I'm excited, dude. You know we're gonna play the fuck out of it. We're gonna be like Slater playing the show and like doing the fucking benches, like in the like I'm gonna put so much time and effort into it. Like I'm gonna hit the fucking sequence.
I'll just do the box jumps for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, with every player on my team, just do the fucking box jumps. Like, All right,
Yeah.
leg day's complete, boys.
You actually have to take the test. Like you have to like relearn chemistry 101 in college
But
at a
dude,
college level.
that's why I used to love the games because I mean it
Right.
was basic, but at the same time, you like fourth graders weren't getting the answers correct. Like you had to actually know something. Like if you put it
Right.
on the hard mode on like creating your player, I think this was like '06 or '07, but like you would have to go and you could choose to study. And if you chose to study instead of like doing your like single practice or like going to the gym, then
Right.
your test would be easier. But like if all you did was focus on your like going to the gym and doing your single activities and didn't study, then it would be like asking you fucking like grad student level questions on your test. Like you had to write a thesis on fucking nuclear technology.
Right.
um no,
Which I
it
just
was
love.
cool. It was cool that way because I mean it kind of of course it doesn't give you the actual experience of doing it, but it gave you a taste of it.
Right. Exactly. And
But
I mean, it's just so badass. I mean, so many fucking layers of like detail and like attention to detail. It's like, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna be in training camp for 2 weeks before I even start a game.
right, I know. And then I'm in a red shirt, and
Yeah.
then
I'm gonna red shirt, take all the tests, do every workout,
I'm
watch
gonna
all the game tape. You have to watch it all in real time.
yeah, I'm gonna have a 4.0 GPA, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna know the structure of every rival and every division opponent's
right.
fucking defense. Like
Exactly.
I'll
You'll
know
actually,
everything. Don't worry.
you'll actually like you could just fully enroll in a college course, so you can like learn to code or something while you're playing the game.
Right, they're actually issuing credits.
Yeah, exactly. They're working with Phoenix University and they're issuing online credits to everybody.
NCAAU,
Yeah.
which
I love that.
which is funny because you remember we were watching Blue Mountain State at the cabin. I don't know if you watched that episode, but like it's one of the last episodes. But when they were actually, and there's some like validity to the argument, but it's like who the fuck, but there really is, and it's like who the fuck are these people, and why the fuck have they been regulating college football for so long?
Yeah.
And
No, I remember that
like
episode. Yeah, the NCAA
it's
episode.
the bagel and cream
Yeah.
cheese, like, so your coaches can give you a bagel, but you can't have cream cheese. Like, why
Right.
is this a rule and why is it important? Like,
Exactly.
and then he comes down and he was like, "Don't worry, I got us all out of it." He's like, "I just sat him down. Like, listen, if you give us a death penalty, which for those who don't know in college is, I believe it's 2 years you can't have national media attention or your games on a cable network.
Right.
Plus, you're ineligible for bowls for like 3 years." And he was like, "No, I just sat down and I was like, look, at the end of the day, the reason why is the cream cheese because that's the money." He's like, all like they don't know anything. I put that argument to him, and then I said, "You know how much money you stand to lose if you don't put Blue Mountain State in the championship game?" And he's like, "It's all taken care of." And they do the broadcast, and it's like they've actually decided not to give them the death penalty. However, they've suspended 16 players and
Yeah.
4 coaches.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it. Great job, Moran. But
Yeah, I remember that.
no, the NCAA, I mean, when you actually think about it, I mean, there's some substance to that argument. Like, who the fuck are these people and why the fuck do they do what they do?
Right. It doesn't really make any sense. But I
Because
think
all of the
NIL
teams
changed
they
all
have
of
their
that.
but I'm saying they had their own conferences.
Right.
Like they self-regulate. Like if you just left them alone, they'd figure it out,
Right, exactly.
right?
It wouldn't be
Like,
it can't be that complicated.
but I'm saying you need like two different levels of governing bodies above college football. Like you need the SEC
Right.
to tell the Bulldogs what to do, and then if they step out of that line, then the NCAA steps in. Like, do you really need that?
Right. It's a lot. I
I don't
mean,
know. Maybe you
what
don't.
maybe one could see the political parallels. Anyway, so the the
Or you mean like TikTok?
no, not TikTok. TikTok, close your eyes. We're gonna have a real
Right.
conversation. So whatever you do, don't fucking listen. um,
Stop.
no, fucking yeah, it's the NCAA. think it's just been ridiculous. But I mean, NIL has completely wiped that away. And I think, I mean, that came from like a constitutional ruling, right? Like the Supreme Court made a ruling. Like the NCAA didn't change that because, of course, why the fuck would they?
As far as what the
NIL, yeah, the NIL. Pretty sure they came from
Oh
a
no,
constitutional court case, right?
no, it did because and
Yeah,
it was ongoing forever because. And by the way, shout out Reggie Bush, you goddamn motherfucker.
he got his
So glad you got
trophy
your
back.
fucking Heisman back.
Yeah, isn't that legit?
Hell yeah! Like I feel
Yeah.
like justice has been done in that case.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. He needed it back. Um,
One of the best college running backs of all time.
yeah, it's not even debatable. I mean, he did
And
great.
his mother, like they rented a small apartment for his mother and rented her a fucking Kia, and then the NCAA finds out about it, and takes his Heisman away. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, fucking horseshit.
Which I'd understand if they like. I mean, he's from where's he? He's from Florida or he's from Louisiana, one or the other.
Yeah, something like that.
But he, I mean, literally travels 3,000 fucking miles to go to school because it was one of the best schools in the nation.
Right,
But at the
exactly.
same time, like I'd understand if he went to a college 15 miles from his house and they bought him and his mom fucking Rolls Royces and mansions
Right.
looking over the bayou and shit. Like, no,
Overlooking the bayou.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, they put him down there in fucking Pilot Town or some shit, right at the edge of the water.
Right. Shoot it, Chad, shoot it. Like, that's all they fucking hear is what was that, Swamp Wars or Gator Wars or
I don't know. That sounds about right. What are the storage swamp wars?
Shoot it.
The
Pond wars. Fucking grocery wars.
Swamp pond wars.
Oh, dude, there was a swamp pond one too.
Oh, there was. I almost forgot about that. I believe it was in like Alexandria, Louisiana, or something. They put it in the middle of nowhere.
Spot, but literally,
yeah.
like they would come up on their fan boats on like this shitty little pawn shop. Like, yeah, I'll trade you an alligator for a sack of pepper.
That was literally the show. That was the whole show. Like we did. We're not even.
I'll give you a half sack of pepper for 3/4 of an alligator.
Dude, it was like
the tail off that gator. We gonna do a ball tonight, crawfish ball.
Yeah, a ball.
I need that pepper now. Go Jew.
Yeah, it's you literally described the entire show. Like you literally nobody has to go watch it now. But we got to get to one more story, I think, before
Please don't go watch that show. We are not endorsing that show at all.
Yeah, don't waste your time with that bullshit, because we sure as fuck are not going to.
A&E really unfucking raveled, like with its regional bullshit. And
but the spin-off shows always go too far. They always go too far. But
yeah, I mean, there were some good ones, but there were some really not good ones.
There's
like Swamp Pond. Like then there was this.
It lasted half a season. They had to cancel it before the first season was over. No, but we had the reason we got a jump story just so we talk about more than fuck all the whole time. Then fuck all do the whole time. So fuck all do me. The Cardinals. So this is reported.
Look at this.
Look at what? Oh, you're doing great. You're doing a great job over there. No, so the Cardinals literally have a Jobu statue in the dugout.
Is it the Cardinals? Is not the Indians? Sorry,
it's the Cardinals. Yeah, it's the Cardinals, which is funny. I mean, I don't care who does it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's fucking hilarious. It would have been like way more on the nose if the Guardians had one, but no. So they have a Jobu statue, and if you guys don't know who Jobu is, he is a made-up deity from the movie Major League, who is this like voodoo, hoodoo deity or whatever, or spirit or whatever you want to call him. That I forget the character's name, but he's the Cuban guy.
His name was Pedro Serrano.
Pedro Serrano. Yeah, he was this like that was just like something from his folk religion back home. So he had a little statue to him, and he'd light cigars in his mouth and shit, and like have candles in his locker, and pay homage to Jobu. And one of the older pitchers was like, "If it's not Jesus Christ, it ain't for me," or whatever, and like makes fun of him. And then he's like, at some point, he needs to keep sacrificing to Jobu. So they're like, he's like, I need a chicken to sacrifice, but I can't get a live chicken. And they're like, They bring him a bucket of
That's like
KFC instead.
yeah, no, that was the clubhouse manager's like,
Yeah.
he's like, goddamn Serrano's asking for a live chicken to sacrifice in the office, and he's like, just get him a bucket of chicken.
Yeah. It's just hilarious. Like the fact that they put that in a movie is like batshit crazy. And then they bring him in a bucket of KFC, and he's just like,
Yeah.
what? He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
No, but then he eventually gets mad at it because he's on like he's not hitting well, and it's the big game, and then he just turns around and goes, "Fuck you, Jobu. I do it myself."
Right. And then he smacks the
And then-
curveball, which he always had problems
Asian
with.
guys over there doing the big ball dance. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Dude, I never
By the way,
saw Major
phenomenal.
League 2. I never saw Major League 2.
Oh, dude, do yourself a favor.
I'd heard it's supposed to be pretty fucking funny.
Major League 2 is fucking good, and Major League 3, Back to the Minors, don't watch it.
No problem.
Don't watch it. Yeah, no. Please don't. Do yourself
think-
a favor. Don't watch it.
Do you put Major League 2 up there with Ghostbusters 2, where it's funnier than the original? Because you're the only person I've ever heard say that about
No.
Ghostbusters.
I didn't say it was funnier. I said it was a better movie.
Oof.
And no, Major
That's
League 2
harsh.
is not better than the original.
We should have watched. Maybe that's what we should have watched at the cabin was Ghostbusters followed by Ghostbusters 2, so I could accurately assess this.
Was any of the fucking movies we've talked about?
Yeah. Yeah, we should have gone to Dairy
Well-
Queen. We should have eaten Dairy Queen while we were watching this. We only
Right.
talked about it for 45 days straight.
No, Slater would have never played ball on that one.
It would have required him to give up the television. He would have had to stop playing the show for 5 minutes.
Dude,
Would've
which
been
I
the end of
think
the
is
fucking
still
world.
funny about the cat. I know we're still loud. We're still like swimming.
So
in
a
the
little
wake of
bit, yeah,
the
yeah. There's a little bit
cabin.
of conversation allowed.
But no, that that TV that was like the worst TV to play that on. Like the
I almost
downstairs
forgot
TV would've
about
been
that.
Way better.
I almost forgot about that
And
because they got like a child with rickets to hang the television.
Yeah, it's sideways.
Like
it's
I
sitting
don't
on
understand.
a 15-degree angle, and like
Literally, it
like-
was batshit crazy. Like I don't
yeah, but
understand that.
There was a theater right upstairs, and
Right.
it's literally got seating for fucking everybody directed in the same direction.
Yeah.
So no matter what, and I mean, they were comfortable seats, but at the same time, the TV's also like 10 inches larger.
Right. There was so many better options for this, but for some reason they
And
went
you
to the
didn't- and you
worst
didn't have to
television.
But you didn't have to stare up at a 45-degree angle at the fucking TV. Like,
Right. And he was
it
a downstairs person. So like
and
this
he was a downstairs person.
wow. I don't know. He had some pretty sus upstairs behavior, if you ask me.
He really did.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have to reevaluate
I mean,
that guy. I mean, now that you're getting
we're
another
going to.
member, now that you got another member in the Ice Patrol, it might be time for probation for a couple of your other members. Really keep it solid. That's some exclusive club right there. You got to be careful.
Well, that's something I can't discuss with you or publicly, but there have been talks. There's certain members that aren't happy.
Understood.
Yeah. Anyway,
Let me
you
guess,
can't-
Chet.
you can't
Let me
go
guess, Chet
anywhere
is
that-
mad at Kevin.
Chet's mad at the world.
Dude, you're so right about that. Like, I've literally never heard a more accurate statement in my entire life. Chet is legitimately angry at the world.
Speaking of that, how did bowling go last night?
He was feeling kind of sick, but he actually did pretty. He stand up, although he completely lost the second game. I did better the first game for some reason. I don't even know how that's possible, but I didn't even break 100 on the second game.
Oh, you bowled a gentleman's 94.
More like a gentleman's like 87.
Welcome to the club, brother.
And it wasn't very
There's no
gentlemanly.
shame here. There's no shame here.
Oh god. Well, folks, I hate to do this to you, but we're pretty much at the end of the show. Because I got some shit I gotta do because we only started 2 hours late, so it doesn't feel right. We literally talked about fuck will do for about 30 solid minutes. Sorry, I'm about to start I'm hitting the chop shop sounder too. You ready? This thing is so fucking loud. Wow, the chop shop.
Chop shop.
The shop of chops. The shop of chops. The shop of chops, baby. Guess what? Nobody got chopped except for Bryce Harper.
Chat.
The Phillies.
Chat.
Drake.
Chat.
Drake definitely gets a chop. Drake's had a chop a long time coming. Just ask Millie Bobby Brown. Oh, chop, 100%. Poison, chop. White Snake, chop.
Anthony Kiedis and his 19-year-old girlfriend. Chop.
Chop. Yeah, with the hair metal bands, too much hair, not enough metal. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Motley Crue, chop.
I doubt you heard it here first. But.
You heard it repeated here first.
Right. Skid Row, chop.
Right.
We can go through and name them all if you want.
Nah, I don't remember the rest of them, so we're good.
White Snake, chop.
We already said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they get another job. They get another job. Anyway, I think that's all we got for this time. So I guess don't be shy. Tune in. And one of these days, we actually will have the show on Friday live.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe my house will be destroyed by the girthquake this week. I don't know.
First the tornado, now the girthquake. Shit's getting whipped up in the Ledford household.
It's my life, bro. This is what I live.
Check out our TikTok page, especially for you TikTok guys. We got a lot of cool clips on there. We're gonna have more clips from this week on there throughout the week. So check in, get some of our funniest moments. We have a show every fucking week for an hour and a half at the minimum, usually, when we start on time. Started live at 5 p.m. Our primary platform is Twitch. But we'll fucking dick around wherever. If you're on TikTok, we'll dick around with you on TikTok. Fucking give us the love, and we'll reciprocate. Hashtag couldn't do without you. But
hashtag girthquake.
Hashtag girthquake. If that's not a trend on Twitter, I'm gonna be exceptionally upset. So, no, but
it'll be a clip. Don't worry, kids. We'll get it out to you this week.
Thanks for sticking around, guys. We're definitely gonna catch you next week. We'll have a better show in normal fashion. So, but until then, peace.
Peace.
I just nailed the mic.